Hi, everyone. Happy April 1st. My name is Renee, and I am so excited to be here with you today. In honor of National Poetry Month, which is what April is, today I wanted to share with you a few of my favorite poets and some poems. So I am not going to be giving you a book review, but rather I'm going to be reading some poetry just as a way to give us some space and some time away from the news and what might be going on in our houses and in our minds. This is just a way for us to take a second and just breathe and be and kind of just check out. I think poetry, much like novels, just really has a way of transporting us. And so in honor of National Poetry Month and in honor of just checking in with ourselves, I wanted to read for you some of my favorite poets. So today I have just a few throughout the month on Facebook, and also on our Instagram page we'll be sharing some poetry. So hopefully you can find some rest and relaxation and distraction in those poems. And if you have some favorite poets, I hope that you will respond below and share those with me and with our community on Facebook. And we'll definitely excuse me, be sharing those with people at large. So today I'm starting out with a poem by Kathryn Mosby. It's from her collection called The Book of Uncommon Prayer. And the poem that I'm reading today is untitled. She has them categorized in different sections as you would see in the Book of Prayer. So the one that I'm reading from is Matins, but there's no title on this poem. Teach me the beauty of my emptiness, the white sky not even a crow will make with its jagged flight or fierce cry. Fill my hollows of my ribs with wind until they ringed like drained glasses rubbing into song. And then the next poem that I'm reading by Kathryn Mosby is also untitled. This one is from the section Tierce. Help me to laugh with so much heart I shake the trees and tremble the quiet pools. Surprise the old carp and warblers with my joy. Multiply my delights till they surround me like an echo revolving in a gorge. So that was from Kathryn Mosby's The Book of Uncommon Prayer. The next one I want to read for you today is Louise Gluck. She is my very favorite poet, and this is from her collection of poems 1962 to 2012. And the poem that I'm reading for you today is entitled The Undertaking. The Undertaking. The darkness lifts, imagine, in your lifetime. There you are, cased in clean bark, you drift through weaving rushes, fields flooded with cotton. You are free. The river films with lilies, shrubs appear, shoots thicken into palm, and now all fear gives way. The light looks after you. You feel the waves' goodwill as your arms widen over the water. Love, the key is turned. Extend yourself. It is the Nile. The sun is shining. Everywhere you turn is luck. I love Louise Gluck. I think she has such a way of bringing calm and peace throughout her poetry. I have found so much joy and inspiration in reading through her poems, so I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot of her this month as we go forward. The next poet that I want to read is Mary Oliver. You might be familiar with her. This is her collection, Why I Wake Early, New Poems by Mary Oliver. And the poem that I'm reading is the very first one in her collection here, and it's entitled Why I Wake Early. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories and into the windows of even the miserable and the crotchety. Best preacher that ever was, dear star, that just happens to be where you are in the universe, to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day in happiness, in kindness. Isn't that so comforting and lovely? I love Mary Oliver. That was from her Why I Wake Early, New Poems by Mary Oliver. Next, I am sharing from The Undressing by Jung Lee. This came out fairly recently, I want to say right at the end of 2019, if I am remembering correctly. Oh, I'm sorry, 2018. I bought it in 2019. So I really love Jung Lee. He's doing a lot of great work with his poetry. And so the poem that I'm reading from him today is I Loved You Before I Was Born. I loved you before I was born. It doesn't make sense, I know. I saw your eyes before I had eyes to see, and I've lived longing for your every look ever since. That longing entered time as this body, and the longing grew as this body waxed, and the longing grows as this body wanes. That longing will outlive this body. I loved you before I was born. It makes no sense, I know. Long before eternity, I caught a glimpse of your neck and shoulders, your ankles and toes, and I've been lonely for you from that instant. That loneliness appeared on earth as this body, and my share of time has been nothing but your name outrunning my ever saying it clearly, your face fleeing my ever kissing it firmly once on the mouth. In longing, I am my most myself wrapped, my lamp mortal, my light hidden and singing. I give you my blank heart. Please write on it what you wish. And that is from Jung Lee, The Undressing. And that poem, I have that bookmarked, as you can see, and that is one that I often go back to. I find it so soothing and lovely, and just thinking about the people in our lives, especially right now, who we might not be connected to, and how we love them, and how our bodies are so connected, even though we can't be there physically with them. The last poet I am sharing with you today is Vera Pavlova. These are all translated poems from Russian into English, and it's from her collection, If There Is Something to Desire, There Will Be Something to Regret. If there's something to regret, there will be something to recall. If there is something to recall, there was nothing to regret. If there was nothing to regret, there was nothing to desire. So that's the collection that I'm reading from today by Vera Pavlova. And I have a few of her poems. They're really short, so I'm just going to read a few of them. The first one that I'm sharing is number 15. Oh, I'm sorry, number 14. No love, let us make it. Done. Next, let us make care, tenderness, courage, jealousy, glut, lies. And then I'm also sharing number 30. Sprawling after love. Look, the ceiling is all covered with stars, and maybe on one of them there is life. And so that was from Vera Pavlova. So these are all some poems that I wanted to share with you today. Like I said, it is National Poetry Month. I think poetry really has a beautiful way of connecting us and bringing us peace and comfort, especially during tumultuous times. So throughout the month, we'll be sharing on Instagram and Facebook different poems and poetry that we like. If you have a favorite poet or a poem that you'd like to share, please comment below. That way other people can see it and enjoy it. And I hope today that you will be kind to yourself and kind to others. Thank you. Bye-bye.